Welcome to lesson 6 of learning the no BS mentality, the silent years. The silent years are the years that a man spends in temporary isolation in order to create long term freedom. I talk a lot about the 3 to 5 year plan and about how 3 to 5 years of intentional work can completely change your life. Part of these years is isolation. Unfortunately, most men fear silence and isolation. They need attention, validation, and constant noise. So they end up spending their entire lives trying to fit in and listening to the noise. But almost every powerful man spent years in silence. No recognition, no validation. They just work and they build themselves in the shadows. These are the silent years and they change everything. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about social validation. We're going to talk about the separation phase. We're going to talk about societal noise. We're going to talk a little bit about loneliness. And then finally, we're going to talk about what the silent years can produce for you. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, let's talk about social validation. This is going to tie a lot into some of the stuff we've talked about in previous lessons, but the fact is modern society has made it really easy to get caught up in mediocrity, and a lot of young men would rather be accepted by others in the moment rather than becoming exceptional later on in life. The best way that I can explain this is that social validation chains you to distractions, a big one being trying to fit in. Average people reward conformity, and if you want to break away from average and do exceptional things as a man, you can't get stuck trying to fit in with mediocre crowds. The next one here is girls. A lot of young men get caught up in chasing women before they have built any kind of value. Build yourself, and the women will chase you. The other one here is social image. We talked about this on the last lesson, but a lot of young men get caught up in portraying this image of discipline and confidence and ambition to the public, but their identity and their reality doesn't match the image that they portray, okay? Build your identity in silence, and your public image will follow. The last one here is partying. Modern society has created this idea that your 20s is for having fun and finding yourself, but in reality, it's self destruction disguised as fun. Build yourself and celebrate once you make it, okay? The best way to eliminate these distractions is through isolation. You need to be lonely and you need to disengage from the distractions. If loneliness scares you, then distractions will control you. All right, now I want to talk about the separation phase. While the silent years are something that you need to pursue intentionally, they're also something that's going to naturally happen if you do choose to commit to an above average life as a man. Typically, growth naturally creates distance, and you need to be prepared for that to happen. As you move down this path, you're going to find that you start going out less, that you stop tolerating average behaviors, and that you become more intentional with the things that you choose to do with your time. What you also need to be prepared for is part of this process is some friendships are going to fade. People are going to misunderstand you and what you're trying to do. The average mind can't comprehend dreams. They are so caught up in short term stability and instant gratification that they can't comprehend you spending hours a day and giving up nights out for a dream or a goal that's going to take years to see results for. And really, what this comes down to is you stop relating to the average lifestyle. I like to believe that if you can escape the average lifestyle mentally, you automatically set yourself down a path to eventually achieve it financially. So the point here is that separation is good. The moment you become serious about your goals, you will become different. And you need to understand that average minded people are going to stop liking you. Average people will only like you when you stay average and comfortable just like they are. They don't like to believe that they have the opportunity to become different, and they're going to despise you for thinking that you can. And when you finally make it, because I know you will, they're going to say you got lucky, and they're going to give you a million excuses for why they couldn't do it. The sooner you can isolate yourself from these types of people, the sooner you will become the type of man that you want to become. I want to switch gears here and talk about societal noise. We talked about the social distractions, but society has created a whole nother set of distractions that we have to deal with. A lot of men get emotionally invested in things that are either completely out of their control or will never improve their future. The biggest culprits for this are politics, pop culture, and endless media bullshit. And what a lot of people don't realize is these things were meant to distract you. Society doesn't want more powerful men, it wants distracted men. So a big part of the silent years is cutting out all the noise that is designed to distract us, okay? All the politics and the anger associated with them, okay? All the victimization and all this victim mentality bullshit, all that endless media garbage, okay? all that pop culture and the drama associated with that, right? All the garbage that's on the news. If you want to do exceptional things, your attention and your focus are your most valuable resource. So if everything has your attention, then nothing can have your focus. The thing that I want to clarify is the silent years are not about abandoning everybody. It's about limiting your distractions. And what this looks like for a lot of people is simply just sticking with like the 2 to 3 people that you know are going to be ride or die and that you know are going to support you. And they don't even necessarily have to have the same goals as you. Okay. One of my best friends, okay, me and him have completely different intentions in life. But what he does do is he likes every single one of my posts, is constantly supporting me and constantly telling me to keep going. That's all you need. And I feel like it's such a common misconception right now. There's so many motivators on TikTok where it's like they advertise you ditching all your day ones just because they don't also want to get rich. Okay. You simply just need to find people that are going to support you. Which leads me to my next point. The other thing I want to talk about is just because you isolate yourself from distractions to focus on your long term goals doesn't mean that you are alone. Even though it might feel like it in your own circle of people, there are other young men out there that are also trying to be exceptional just like you, okay? I am one of them. And the sole reason I started this page is to create a community of men who are trying to break away from mediocrity. So that way, when you choose to stay in on a Friday night to work on your business, you don't have to be alone because we are all staying in too, so that you no longer have to feel misunderstood because everyone in this community does understand you. And when you feel like you are losing connections, you are gaining connections within this community. All right. And when you feel like you have no recognition for what you're trying to build, this community will recognize you. So let's create this community and let's all become exceptional men together.